guys, and welcome to Card Making with Crystal. Today I'm going to show you how to make this amazing pocket latte card, which I'm making for my friend who is a quintessential coffee drinker. You have to love her. Let's make it. Hi guys, so let's make this latte card. I've been getting a couple requests to cut the paper on screen, so for this card I'm actually going to cut the paper on screen. We're going to get started with the base of the latte card. As I said, I'm making this card for a friend of mine who one of her favorite colors are like this teal color, so I'm making it in that color for her. I'm going to cut this piece of paper for the base of my coffee cup at 5 by 3.5 twice, so 5 by 3.5 and 5 by 3.5. Then I'm going to cut another piece at 3 by 5, and that's all I'm going to need in this paper. That's for the base of the cup. And now I'm going to cut the sentiment that I printed online. You can see it there. I'm going to cut the sentiment at 4.25. So I'm going to cut at 4.5 because it looks like it's going to start a little lower. Right. So, and I have to get this at 2.5 because that's the size. So it's 4.25 by 2.5. So I'm going to center it here between the 1 and the 2. And I have half here, put a little more. So you have half and then half. Right. And I should be having it centered here. This should look okay, yeah. So 2.5 and back up to 4.25, so you get the cut from the top. That's where I want to cut from. Right, so that's my sentiment. That's actually the inside of the card, not the sentiment. I'm now gonna die cut the sentiment. I'm doing my big shot machine. As I said, I printed this online just using regular fonts, so it says I miss you a latte. So of course when you make a latte card, you're going to try your best to use every single type of sentiment that says latte. So you'll say thanks a latte, see you latte. So that's a sentiment die cut, and I cut another one out of coordinating paper, and I need to make a couple more cuts for the inside of the card. So that's the inside. Now the cover of the card, I need to cut this piece at 4 inches by, so that's 4.25. I need half an inch. So instead of trying to measure at a tiny half an inch there, I'm going to measure the half inch here. So that's 4/4 inch, half inch. I'm going to cut this here. I'm going to make another half inch cut here. And I need 2 at 1 inch. So this is 3.25. I'm going to go to 2.25 and cut it. And then 1.25. It's just easier to cut that way than trying to cut in the little tiny part here. So I have 2 4 by 1 inch and 4 by half inch. And now I need to do this one, which is the layer. It's going to be 3 3/8 by 2.5. And then I'm going to cut some designer paper. So I'm going to cut the 3 this way by 2.25. This is everything you need to make your card, and let's get started. So we're going to start with the base cup. So for the base cup you need these 2 pieces. These 2 pieces are for the inside, this is for the top, and this is for the front of the base cup here. All right, so
I'm going to start with the base cup. So for the base cup, you are measuring at the bottom of the cup, you're measuring 3/8 of an inch from each side. So let me bring it up and show you. All right, so this is how you're going to measure it, right? I have it lined up here. This is 1/8, 2/8 or a quarter, and then 3/8 is here. So that's what I'm going to make a mark at. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3. So I'm making a mark at 3/8 here. And then I'm making a mark at 1, 2, 3, 3 and 1/8. Let me do that for the other piece as well. So line it up properly right here, making a mark at 3/8, and then making a mark 3/8 in the other direction, which is 3 and 1/8. And we're going to make all our marks here one time, right? So I'm going to take this one, and on this one we're going to line it up the same way. So we're measuring 3/8 from each side on this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, the same 3/8, and this is 3. So 3/8 here will be 2 and 5/8. Then I'm going to grab this and I'm going to turn it to the back, so I'm not making any marks at the front of the paper. And this is, we measure this at 2.5. We're measuring a quarter and a quarter down. And we're going to take this now, which is the cover, and we're measuring 5/8. So half and then 2 points, 5/8, and then same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in this one, we're also measuring half of this one, right? So this is 1 inch. We're going to put a mark at half of an inch. Now let's measure this one. This is for basically like the belly band of the cup. So this is 3 and 3/8. We're measuring 3/16 on each side. Let me show you where 3/16 is. This mark here is 3/16. So this is 1/16, 2/16, 3/16. This third line, okay? So we're measuring 3/16 and 2, 3, 3/16. And for this one, we're going to turn it over again. And for this one, we're measuring just 1/8 and 1/8. Right, we're done with our measuring. All I want you to do now is, this is the only one where you're going to be drawing a line. I want you to draw a line from here to the end, from here to the end, and then I want you to take it and line up these 2 half marks here and draw a line just up to here and just up to here. All right, so it's going to look sort of like this. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with some cutting, and all of these pieces you're going to cut from the tip to the mark that you made. So from the tip to the mark, every single one of these pieces. For this one, I want you to hold them together like so. Take a really good scissors. If you have a precision tip scissors, it might be best. So you're going to hold it together. If you can't hold it together and it be sturdy, you can just simply put some washi tape and hold it. And you're going to cut along this line. and this line. You're going to cut along this line. And this line. That's the top of your cup. Now, some people like their cups fancy. If you do want your cup fancy, you can cut this a little lower like this. It's just up to you. And then you could cut this up like this. So you could eyeball these cuts. These are not cuts that I will say you have to be very particular about. So you could just eyeball it and cut up like this. Good. Then I want you to take this piece of paper that you have that you already made the line on, and just draw a straight line joining the half mark that you made. Right. Yeah. So take these two pieces as well, since you made a mark here, and line it up with this one, like so, and follow along the same cuts that you made, so that we'll all be cut this, all of them will be cut the same way basically. Perfect. Right, see? So now these are all cut the way they should be. Let's get started putting the entire card together, and let's see how it goes. So to stick your cup, the actual cup together, you're gonna line these two up, make sure it lines up perfectly. If you have any piece that is not lined up perfectly, you could simply cut again or make another small cut if you didn't cut it properly, but I cut it properly, right? So you're gonna put glue on 1, 2, 3, leaving the top open because obviously it's a pull tab card, and try to leave the glue only on the very edge of the card or of your cup. Take this and line it up perfectly and drop it on. Right, put it up and just make sure you have everything lined up perfectly. Put some pressure on it, and while this is sticking, while this is drying, sorry, while it's sticking, while this is drying, we're gonna go ahead and do some of the other things. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and mark this up with this, like so. This is supposed to be, make sure it's centered, and 1/2 inch actually, yeah. So it's just about 1/2 inch. Let me just push it down a little bit. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to draw a line here just to know where to line it up. And I'm going to put some glue all over here. And I'm going to stick this down right here. All right. I'm going to measure again, make sure it's 1/2 inch. And 1/2 inch, this needs to go across a little more. That's a great thing about liquid glue. You have wiggle room to change and move it if you need to. Right, so this looks good to me. Now we're going to go ahead and stick the top on one time. So we're going to put glue all over the top here, and we're going to stick this on top like so. Then we're going to put some glue on here. And make your top of the cup so it looks really authentic, like an actual coffee or latte cup. See how beautiful that looks. And now we're going to put on the other side and do the same thing. Line it up. So this is the top of your coffee cup. It looks gorgeous. Now we're going to stick this on here, which sticks perfectly, because just use the dimensions I give you and it's going to stick perfectly. All right, you don't have to worry about dimensions right now. Everything is in the description box. A cup of coffee shared with a friend is happiness tasted and time well spent. So perfect. So I'm leaving down here so I can sign it. This should be dried by now, so let's test our card and make sure it's working before we move forward at all. So we're going to stick this in here like so and make sure it goes all the way down. And boom, you have your coffee cup. It's really perfect. This is going to be a perfect 4 inches by 6 inches card, right? So it's a 4 by 6 card. Right, just wiggle it around a little bit, make sure it's sticking properly. Right, and now you can put that down and let's decorate the top of this. So you're going to put a whole bunch of glue. I'm trying to see where I made the pen marks. Right, it's on the side and the back here. And once you've cut this properly, you run this up to when it stops, or when it has the where it reaches the top, and then you drop it and it should fit perfectly, just like so. See? So that fits perfectly. You can't see it on the other side. It's just really brilliant. It's measured perfect, right? And it's made so that you can decorate it really beautifully. So I'm going to show you guys how to decorate it after this.
While I made this amazing pocket latte card for my friend, and I hope you try it. And if you try it, let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any content, and stay crafty, my friends. Drink coffee. Yeah, I can't drink coffee because I'm already too excited about life.